Now, you've argued that the West can learn now, having dished out lessons for many years to the rest of the world, now needs to learn some lessons. And I think one of the things you think is that the West has become very unpragmatic, as you put it, and that Asians are more pragmatic. Could you expand on that?
Well, I think if you look at this crisis, just in the last 3 years, okay, what's happened? And I think firstly, if you look at the causes, in the case of the United States of America, to put it very bluntly and briefly, Alan Greenspan actually believed ideologically that markets were smarter than governments. Let the invisible hand do all the work and everything will be okay. And that was a huge ideological mistake he made. The Asians never believed that. The Asians believe you need the invisible hand of free markets and the visible hand of good governance. So you have to combine the two. And I always say, somewhat unkindly, in the land of the two-handed, the one-handed is at a disadvantage. So that's why I think the role of government, and Ronald Reagan, unfortunately, he was a great president in many other ways. One of the worst things he ever said, which I think damaged Western society, was his line, government is not the solution, government is the problem. And I can tell you the one thing that virtually all Asian societies agree upon is that you need government. Societies need government, because if you don't have government, things will get much, much worse. And therefore, as you know, in the Chinese mindset, the thing that they fear more is not the lack of freedom. The thing that they fear most is chaos, luan. And that's why having strong governance is so important. And frankly, as it now turns out, the big lesson of this last crisis is that you need to emphasize and develop good governance in all societies. And for the West, it will be very painful backtracking from the ideological positions they used to take.